Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi there. I don't know what you're doing here, but it seems like you are coming to watch a video that I perhaps have made. They do make videos in my homeland. Here is Islandcraft with Ram Pemberton of the Clemson Pembertons. And I hear he has theme song for play for make the video do what is.
Oh, hello, gentlemen. What's this? The hip type hops? Well, I don't mind if I do. This has always been the theme song. This has always been the theme. This has always been the theme song, rapping about this being the theme. I'm a rapper, I rip up the raps and I tear the things in half, and that's the way I do. Yeah. Play me out, gentlemen. Yes. Cha.
Oh my god. Okay, first of all, I forgot to turn up the sound type volumes on the theme when I started it. And then I heard which one it was, and I was like, oh boy, perhaps that does not need turning up. Anyway, I'm sorry. I heard that theme. It was terrible. I have never seen before in my country a theme like this before. Okay, now we play the Minecraft. Fnerd is how we say that in my country. Fnerd. It's like when you get uh, a reindeer and the caribou and they fight, and you bet on which one is going to be the one that is alive come morning time. And morning does not come for months and months in my country, and so it's a very long gamble, and so we don't always watch, and so some year everyone cheat and say it's this one when we don't know. Oh, my voice is have the Christopher Walken type of thing happening. Hello. Hello. Anyway, regardless, what the frick is happening in the world? I don't know what's happening in the world. I am your host, Rem Pemberton. And this is okay, first of all, let's go up top. That's probably, yeah, night is approaching. It's not here yet, so we still have a little bit of time. Anyway, so yeah, much has happened. Made it to my first two other islands over here. All the way there. Used stuff from the mine, which I'll take you down into. I'll show you what I did there. Oh, because I went into the abandoned mine, I found two spawners. One of them I haven't turned into a mob trap yet, because it's spiders, and I had never done one ever because I'm such a fuddy-duddy with the way that I play. Yes, fuddy-duddy. It's a real term. Look it up. Look it up. I'm not engaging in skullduggery. I'm being forthright. All of these are words. You should know them. They're English, and they're not even archaic usages. It's not like I called you a poltroon or a ninny hammer. Those are archaic usages, and, well, holy frick. I mean, people don't use archaic usages. That's why they're archaic. Oh, anyway, I am one freaking block shy. Oh, I might have deep slate. I do. Oh, yeah, when the Oh, yes, chickens, by the way. Yeah, they're freaking everywhere now. Over on the island. No, not that island, actually. That's the third island that I've been to. This island over here, here's the funny thing. This island over here, I went there first, and there was one chicken, and I lost my freaking mind. I had like 3 seeds in my pocket, and I like made him follow me very slowly all the way home. He kept falling off the platform, and then he was swimming. So like it was a tedious trek to the other side of the island. Anyway, oh yeah, double doors. You know, like a champ. What are you doing in here? Anyway, and magenta bed because, you know, living that sweet life, getting all luxurious on my island hideaway. I mean, I have played, it's funny, I've played a lot of things since this, but I played this a lot when I was not on camera. Like, a lot. So, anyway, let's go to, this is the third island. This one is fairly big. We'll take you here. Anyway, yeah, so I've been kicking it in this game, and it's been really fun because, like, you know, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted when I wanted a survival island, you know, like, yeah, the freaking, you know, uh, the mine opened up into a freaking abandoned mine shaft and whatnot, and you started having to, you know, fight off crazy stuff pretty early. And yes, I have died by spider bite. I think just once. Been bitten by those freaking spiders many times. Almost died several times. But like, yeah, that's why I haven't built a freaking spider thing. Anyway, regardless, so yeah, there was that initial challenge of, you know, how do I get in there? And the reason that I didn't like it, the way that I ran into them in the other worlds, the other islands that I've abandoned, is because like, the other islands, you would start running into that stuff well before you were into resources, you know, and I don't mean resources like diamonds. I mean resources like iron and coal, you know, like just basic stuff, you know, the ability to make torches, you're barely into cobblestone. You can barely make a furnace, but you got nothing to stoke it with. You'd have to go topside and break some trees because all your very scant few trees at that point have been turned into handles for friggin' pickaxes. You know, you're waiting on more trees to grow. So like, there's a challenge, you know, and you've got to meet that. And you know, I have done more or less well at the basic challenge of island survival, which is pretty awesome. And like, yeah, I built my first, like, I didn't know, I had no idea how to build a freaking mob trap. I've never built one before, ever. And so yeah, that's how I just had so much fun making zombies and then waiting for frigging ever for them to get down to the end of the chute, and then me like jumping in at the last moment for a kill with my sword. This is where my sword went, you know, like this was at one time a bright, shiny iron sword. Anyway, so yeah, that's how I got a carrot. That's how I got 2 potatoes. So, because I haven't even harvested those yet. They're not even. What are you doing? These chickens, I tell you, they're everywhere. And yeah, I need to harvest my wheat again soon. Um, so I'm to the part in the game where I can be vegetarian if I want to. Okay, so here's my like that. Isn't that a convenient place for a zombie spawner right there? Anyway, but like if you hang out here long enough, you'll see him come out over here. Here he comes. Here he comes. Oh, he'll fall. Don't worry. He's gonna fall. He'll fight it, but he's gotta fall. You gotta fall, dude. There we go. Yeah. And when you deal the blow, you get the XP for it as well. Did I get any potatoes or anything? No, I don't even have any space for anything. Jeez, Melise. Pepper squeeze. And I don't have any room to I don't have any room to put stuff. I got too much stuff. It's a real problem. Oh, he coming. There he is. Okay, that sounded like something. Rotten flesh. Nothing else. I've had also guys with armor and stuff, which is pretty cool, I must say. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. That's from the chest from when I got into the room with the spawner in the first place and put the torches on the spawner. Anyway, same with this. Same with these. No, I think those were from the ship. Yeah, because there was a ship in the water. What else can I put in here? Well, I guess I could, yeah, that can go in there. I mean, I guess I could put that back. I don't really need it. Oh, also, saddle and leather. Just went fishing and started catching stuff. So, yeah, I didn't know that you would, get saddles and leather with, fishing in an island. So that's, there you go. Now I've got all these eggs. I didn't even, I guess I can make cakes and stuff. Oh, and I killed some freaking, because I'm in, I was going to say I can't go to the village, but there's no village to go to. I've got the Bad Omen 2 on because I've killed me a couple of sets of pillagers. And I put the the flags down. I just didn't know I don't know where I'm going to want them finally, ultimately. So yeah. Yeah. Potatoes, carrots. Did we go all the way out here? I don't feel like we did. Anyway. So yeah. I've been having a dandy of a time with my mining type craft. And finally been having a dandy of a time with the with the holiday, with the jeez. Sorry. I need two hands on this. I accidentally smooshed the can and with the liquid in it, and I knew if I set it down the way that it was, that it would like spray on the desk, and I did not want that. No siree, Bobkins. Odds bodkins. Oh yeah, and so when I took out the spider spawner, I got like a bajillion string, which is how I got the wool for the beds that I have, despite not. Are we freaking serious? We're not going to get all the way out here? You basically see what it is. It's another island. It has some flowers and some chickens on it. And when you stand on top of that island, you can see further islands still. So that's a thing. Anyway, let's talk about breaky type break stuff. So, yeah, the break has not been fantastic in all regards, because there was one thing we were really looking forward to doing and we didn't get to do it. And that was something that initially we wanted to do at the very beginning of the break. You know, my older sister, the one who is getting a divorce, you know, and going through bit of a rough part of her life, I guess you could say, if you were, you know, over exaggerating for comedic effect, because like, it's funny. Here's how bad it's been for her, just so you can put this in perspective, is that she tells people, they'll tell her stuff about COVID-19, and she'll be like, girl, that is the least of my concerns right now. You know, she's got the vaccine. Her kids have got the vaccine. They have had, in their family, they have had a COVID scare, you know, which directly affected me, actually, because we had been in contact when that became a whole thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just build another friggin' chest, you know? I think that's what that's gonna have to turn into. Normally I don't have this many chestesses. But I, you know, all right, let's start unloading this godforsaken nonsense that we've just been lugging around forever and ever. Hallelujah. Just kidding. Not hallelujah. That's hallelujah means like God is great or something. Something like that, which is funny because that's what Allahu Akbar means. And Allahu Akbar fun fact, Christians, same God as is in your Bible. Y'all just interpret it differently. Yeah. The God of Islam is an Abrahamic God. There's a reason why they call them the Abrahamic religions, is because the God who made a covenant with Abraham is, you know, the one who y'all worship, but also in addition, Muslims and also Jewish people. So that's fun. That's a good time. I don't know why we just took this turn. I don't know what purpose this serves. Just gonna make people angry at this point. you know, with my message that, like, hey, isn't it interesting that you have any similarities whatsoever? And they'd be like, how dare you? Like, yeah, isn't it interesting how you, as fellow humans from the human family, like, have anything in common with another human? Sometimes another human from the exact same part of the world? Like, isn't that interesting? Oh, well, there we go. Yep. Just fishing and causing religious based strife, probably. Or, sparking it, causing it. I'm not religion. I didn't start this in the first place. I'm just a guy. Just a guy with time on his hands that's playing Minecraft and going fishing. I didn't start this strife. Like, you kidding me? It's been going on for thousands of years. Started this strife. Get the frig out. Oh. This is a nice buble type beverage, which I'm drinking for hydration purposes, because one must hydrate when one is having a good weekend. Anyway, regardless, because yeah, tonight is the last night of real weekend. Tomorrow I've got to plan and prepare for my classes for the week, and salmon. Hope I don't get salmonella. It'd be hilarious if I was talking to Ella Fitzgerald, famed jazz singer, the greatest female voice of any time period ever, the all-time greatest female singer of any genre ever, ever, ever in the world, Ella. Oh boy. Do ba do 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 boo do boo 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 doo. Oh, enchanted bow, unbreaking in flame. Word to your mother. That's a freaking score. You call your mother. Wherever you are when you're hearing this, I need you to call your mother. And I need you to tell her that a guy on the internet says word. And you're going to feel weird about it because you are young. And you didn't know that people said word to each other, let alone to their mothers. So, like, yeah, you're too young for anyone to have been where you'd be like, hey, you going to that party this weekend? Word. Like, you're too young for that. And, like, word to your mother, holy frick, are you too young for that? Like, that's even older. Somehow, word to your mother predates word. Because I think, eventually they just shortened it up. They're like, you know who I'm sending word to. It's your mom. Like, she worries about you. I'm sending word to her. You need to call her up so she could put her mind to rest over how you're doing, which is something she wonders on a daily basis. And also, while you're on the phone with her, tell her that I told you word. Because it was so epic of a word saying that you needed to tell your mother that I said word. Like, we're not talking just word, just regular old word. Like, hey, you down with that? Yeah, word. Like we're not talking about that kind of word. We're talking about like just word to your mother. Like that's how I'm living and like that's some MC Hammer business. By the way, that's where that comes from. Whenever I say that's how I'm living and which is something that I say with fair frequency because it's such a weird thing to say in the middle of a song, especially a song about how you can't touch this. I don't know what this is or why someone would want to touch it and in fact want to touch it so bad that you had to forbid them from doing so. Like, you can't touch this. Like, you can't handle the truth. Like, you can't. It's not that I don't want you to. It's that you, like, absolutely cannot. There is no universe under which you can. Oh, my God. I'm just, I realized recently that the this generation that you can actually that there is freaking terminology that you can slip past them that they will not understand. Like I mean, I could pretty well figure out what my old man was saying when he was like, boss. I'm like, yeah, that sounds pretty boss. Like I pick it up what you're putting down. That's a solid word to be using, and have adults be like, he said boss. I don't know what he meant. Is he the boss? Is he the boss from Who's the Boss? And it's like, yeah, did you not watch the show? He's the boss from Who's the Boss. Duh. Like, you think that show didn't come with answers? Show absolutely came with answers. Who's the boss? He is. Point to him every time. Anyway, regardless. Point to him, which definitely means it's not her. The what? What? Come on. I'm going to have to pull up a cast picture of... Oh, really? Like, I need more of that. I got a whole pit full of it barbecuing downstairs. Come on. Put up with this. The waning goodness of my fishing pole. And it's pulling up nonsense like jobby flesh. Oh, my God. Oh, there's no jobby flesh in there. Oh, but I should go to sleep, so that's definitely true. And did me sleeping cause jobby to be born? I don't know. Okay. I should not be hearing spider. Oh, okay, they're from up here. Okay. Well, see, that's the sad thing is that I'm going to have to go up there. That's what this is. Like, oh, he's dying. All right. Well, definitely doing well. I keep that. That's really good. Yeah, I guess I'll put all my fish in there. Got a couple bread in there. Got some fishes. Got some zombie meat. I'm basically Jesus. Okay, before you say what you're gonna say, I wasn't even thinking about what people say about Jesus being a zombie. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just literally putting away my things And I was like, oh, and I could put the zombie meat in there because I already have zombie meat. And like, oh, geez, they're like backed up. Are there any more? Anyway, the thing that I really need. So, yeah, I'll probably have to meet up with that spider and the freaking zombies up there when I go up there. But in the meantime, like, I'm kind of enjoying having a mine. I have cleared out whole sections of the abandoned mine shaft. Like, I have. All of the freaking, like a lot of my oaken timbers and a lot of my, well, and actually all of my fence posts, which I'm not using, obviously, comes from, I'm just trying to save my resources, but all that stuff comes from, I think I have some in here. Boop, oaken fence. Boop, rails. So, oh, and yeah, this came from a chest in there. So yeah, as did no, ooh, that may have come from fishing. I think it came from fishing because it happened right after my wife was fishing, and she caught an enchanted book and was like, "Oh, it's a good one," and I was like, "Oh, cool." Anyway, yeah. So these are things. Anyway, so it's Octubre, and yeah, that means that my daughter, who's decided that she wants to be some sort of lesbian alt girl when she grows up. Sorry, I don't mean to out her. But like she's pretty open about it. Like, and also, if you ever meet her and you are a person from the internet, I'm gonna be like, no. Like, don't, like, no. I said no. And also don't. Um, yeah, my daughter is 11 years old. So, anyway, regardless, yeah, we could talk all about, it. Let's talk about some GSA things. Well, you know what? First, I want to talk about like how the break went and the numerous complaints that could be made in that department. And then, talk about GSA stuff. So, anyway, yep. Um, Come on, dingus. Go to the bait. There's bait on there, probably. There we go. Oh, what the freak is that? Tripwire hook? I don't know that I knew there were tripwires in Minecraft. There may have been for some time now. I don't know. I've never used it. So that's the first time I've ever... Oh, is that a water bottle? I've also never, ever made a potion in Minecraft. Never. I've never done it. So, I think one of the beauties of living on this here island is that a lot of things just really can't and or shouldn't go to waste. And so I'm really going to try to make everything last. So that's going to be a whole thing. Oh, I've also been expanding the island. I've been digging up that island over there It used to be much bigger. That island did. Um, you have to take my word on that. Oh, that went down deep. Holy Moses. Oh, that's because it took my pole. Okay, that's fair. I was like, what? But the what now? Anyway, um, so once I figure out how to do my spider spawner, maker thing, doop 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 boop 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 doo doo doo. Let's see, where's the spider spawner? Oh, it's right there. Holy frick. I guess he spawned up there because there's no spawner, but like obviously it's low light enough that he could spawn up there. That's not good. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with that. This is a thing that can happen until I get this taken care of, so we're gonna torch it up a little bit. Anyway, regardless, there's my spider spawner. You can see how it spawns spiders. Because there's a spider right there. Okay. Come on. Get... Gonna dig up my whole floor just to find a way out. Okay. There we go. Boop boop. So yeah, I gotta figure out how to do a spider spawner, and then that will be a thing. So my mine is still in an active, full of, deadly mobs and whatnots, mine shaft. It's not perfect. And it's not like there's no possibility of death down here. I could die down here fairly easily. So, it's a whole thing. Oh, hello. Okay, I do want to go dig out on the other island. I've got 7 in there. That's fine. Okay. All right. 14. Oh, that actually works out perfectly. So I can go boop, ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Just make 7 shovels. Okay. Oh, he got them boots on. Let me just hit him. Oh, I didn't get his boots. That's some baloney. Monsters nearby. He doesn't look like he has anything. And he does not. Okay. See, zombie spawner is fun. Okay. We're gonna go do some shoveling. Hold up. I sometimes feel like my left arm is a not very well adjusted robotic arm. You know what I'm saying? Like my left arm is so uncoordinated that it's like I had no arm at all on that side. And then some scientists invented, left arm robotics, and it was like, here you go, kid. Don't go walking around without an arm. It freaks people out. And I was like, oh, geez, thank you, sir. And so I take this robotic arm and I strap it on. And the first time I try it out, I'm like either crushing stuff or fumbling like really easy pickups or whatever, like punching a cup full of water instead of, grabbing it and whatnot. Yeah, that's basically my left arm all the time. Like not really knowing how to be a functional arm, like not knowing how to be a part of the team getting stuff done. And so like you watch me play video games and you're like, he doesn't seem very coordinated. Oh, he's not. Don't worry about that. I already thought of that, and the answer is no. Yeah, that is for sure the truth. Okay, here we are. See, I told you we've been digging it out. On the next level, we're going to start hitting stone, so... Ow. Anyway... So, yeah, here's the thing that we wanted to do. This break. We wanted to go see my sister and, see how she's doing. There's some important things going on right now with her in her life and whatnot. And we kind of want to be there for support, but also we wanted to be there, like, just to, freaking be there. Because we really enjoy being there and being there for her, like it's one of the most comfortable places for us ever because, it's a place where we can be who we really are, without any judgment at all, and that's very rare. I mean, granted, like I am who I am all the time regardless. But you don't think I don't get judgment for being that way? Oh, I get judgment. I get judgment aplenty from all kinds of places. I mean, honestly, I had a parent request that their child be removed from my class because of who I am as a person. Like, that was a first. So, yeah. It's not all like, ah ha ha, I understand, I recognize the way that things are. Anyway. Hopefully, eventually, we'll be able to just do it as one long dig. There goes number one. Anyway. So we wanted to go hang out with my sister. And I was thinking about that statement about a place where we feel like we belong, in a place where we feel like we can be who we are, because so much of that, like, we associated that with both my sister and her husband at the time, but look who he turned out to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, what a sack of crap that guy turned out to be, like literally the worst human being that we know personally. Like, it's no contest. Like, think of all the human beings that you know personally, and have, like, deep conversations with that you can like really talk to and like really be yourself around. Imagine one of those type of people turning out to be the worst person that you know by a huge margin. Huge. Anyway, yeah, that's this guy. So, yeah. Well, first of all, what a friggin' fall from grace for that moron. You know, if he had not been such a jackass, you know, he would have had a place in a great family. But, like, he never took the time to even recognize that. You know, it was all about, like, who can I control and who can I tell what to do and make them do what I think they should. And then, you know, ultimately that control, like, did terrible things with it. And, you know, like, ruined his kids' lives to the point where, like, I kid you not, his son, who was up until very recently his namesake. I shouldn't be sharing this stuff on my channel. Like, this is not kosher. But I'm not sharing anybody's name, and I'm not sharing my real name. So, like, it takes some searching to figure out who I'm talking about. Anyway, so his son, who was his namesake, you know, who just recently changed his name because of how ashamed he is of his own father. Like, think about that. What a heavy freaking mind bomb that is. The point where, you know, the kid has changed his name, legally changed his name, paid for it himself. Yeah. And the fact that his siblings are they're not thinking about whether or not this is something that they should do. They are thinking about how soon can I do this so that I don't even share his surname. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how deep this goes. So yeah, if he had not just been the biggest friggin' waste of human potential that I personally know, then he could have had an amazing family and an amazing family life. But he chose to be the freaking worst. Actually, by the way, here's something I think about entirely too often, which is that he was the one that I, like, the first person that I knew who had a YouTube channel. And what did he do? He did Minecraft playthroughs, of course, because everybody does. And he, but this was back when it was, you know, fairly, like, slightly wider open market. And even still, like, he only ever had, like, you know, 1,000 followers. Whenever I asked him about the monetization, he would just, like, you know, basically be ashamed to even talk about it because apparently it was not going well. Oh, I need to get back. Anyway, so yeah, definitely not. So if you're thinking like, oh no, it's my favorite YouTuber, no, nobody's favorite YouTuber. Like, I think people are more satisfied with my content, and like my content is trash. Like, are you seeing what I'm making right now? Are you watching what I'm doing? Like, this isn't even good Minecraft, let alone good friggin' conversation over the top of it. Anyway, so yeah, you're really doing wonders with your life there, person who is watching this on purpose. Um, and I know that it's mostly me. I'm mostly the one who's going to watch this. Anyway, because I'm a silly doof, a silly goof, a silly Shia LaBeouf. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so here's what happened this weekend. We wanted to go to my sister's, but we couldn't because the day that we were going to leave, our air conditioner broke down. And the last time it happened, it had just blown a fuse. The guy came out. We thought it was going to be like $300 to $500, which is what an AC visit typically is, and it was only $100 because he's like, yeah, I just changed this fuse, so like, $89 for the diagnostic, and so much for the fuse, and barely anything for the labor. And so we got out with like $125 or some business like that. Anyway, so not bad at all. Not bad at all. And, yeah, anyway, this time we were thinking like, oh, it's probably going to be the same deal. So we call out the guy. We tell my sister like, hey, just so you know, like we're sweating our butts off over here because I made it to level 30. Sweating our butts off over here because we don't have AC, but as long as we can get the guy out, we're going to call him out tomorrow. He's going to come, he's going to look, it's going to be fused, it's going to be no problem. And anyway, guy came out, it was not a fuse. It was blown compressor, and that's like one of the main things that makes an air conditioner an air conditioner. And so, and he's like, yeah, and these models, which are over 20 years old, like we can't even get the compressors for those because they're too old, and we have to be able to warranty our parts and labor and stuff, and we can't do it if we're having to rip it off of old units and stuff. Like, we're not a junker, like. So, yeah, we can't do it for you. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to replace it. And we're like, oh, okay. Replaces, no big deal. Like, we didn't know how much it was going to be. We're like, oh, it's probably going to be $5,000. We can fit that on a credit card or whatever. Max out a credit card, but like fit it on there, so that we could at least have it paid for physically while we're, waiting on money to like pay for it all the way through. Oh, get the freak out. Like, how dare you touch our royal person? Ugh. You make me sick. Anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, we didn't get to go, and so we stayed home. Oh, yeah, we didn't get to go to my sister's at all because we decided to buy a whole new unit, and that required like financing and stuff, which ironically we had just signed a deal to refinance our house because now we can finally take the mortgage insurance off of it, and they're willing to refinance for the exact same term that we have left on the house, and actually we're going to do it for a shorter term than we have on the house because we're like, yeah, we can like give us a shorter term so we're at a lower interest rate, and we're paying it off faster and doing a, and actually, making about the same payment that we would be making before. Anyway, so because we were refinancing our house, the guys from the AC were like, well, either you can pay for it with a credit card, or you can pay for it with financing. And we were like, oh, financing, you say? Oh yeah, that's right. I've got a bunch of. Oh yeah, here comes a tiny guy. Okay, these tiny guys are a real pain in the neck. Hate him so much. Anyway, but he's a coming. He'll come. Don't you worry. I hear him. He coming down the pike. There he is. Oh, this little troublemaker. I never got a hit in on him, so I never got experience. I only got the meat. Anyway, so yeah, the whole financing thing, and then we're like, oh crap, we're just trying to refinance our house, and now you want to hit us up for this financing, and it's gonna affect our credit score and whatnot. When you go looking around at our credit score, every time that somebody's like, hey, we're going to do stuff with your credit, it affects your credit. Even if they're just looking it up, it affects your credit. And so, yeah, we were like, oh, crap. Well, we don't want to put it on credit cards because that's a terrible freaking idea. But, we can afford to do it on credit. It'll just be a pain in the neck because over the course of the term, we'll be paying more in interest. And indeed we would, because the interest was at a much higher rate. It was at 8.9% or something like that, which is, just shy of a credit card itself. Anyway, so, oh, right, I'm going to expand the island. Let's see, where is the Audi bits? Over here. Okay. This part of the island is where we start, because I don't want to encompass too much of the coral reef. I try not to expand that way because, trying to freaking save the coral reef, man. Why don't you like saving the coral reef, man? It's a freaking big old chunk of nature, eh? Anyway. And what did Mother Nature ever do for you? Freaking gave you everything you have. That's what she did. So, I don't think it's so funny that you, get all weird about how I feel about the freaking coral reef. She's a beautiful bit of Mother Nature, home to many delicious fishies and some that are less delicious and more pretty to look at, and you keep them in a tank, and that's nature too right there. So, hey, what are you trying to take me out like freaking Darcy Tucker took out that Flyers winger in the was it the 04 playoffs there? Yeah, Darcy Tucker took out oh god, who was that? Freaking where the freak was that drowned over there? He was acting like he wanted to come after my fleshy type human bits for the eating. He was like, oh, maybe eating of his flesh and whatnot would be a thing I could do. Oh, there he is. There's that Munster. There's that Elaine Munster. Yeah, Elaine Munster, right? Come on. Yeah, that's right, you drowny drowned. Also, Elaine Munster. Let's find out what that's all about. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo, ba-da-doo-doo. Elaine Munster. Yeah, told ya. Marilyn Munster. That's what I said. Marilyn. That's what I typed in. I typed in Marilyn. Oh, Elaine Hendricks. Nope. Beverly Owen. Nope. What? Who? Huh? Yeah, Beverly Owen, original Marilyn from the Munsters. Dead at 81. Oh no, we're too late. We're too late. Oh goodness. We gotta look up facts about the Munsters now. Munsters. We gotta look it up. Regulars. Oh goodness. Boop a doop a doo 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 boo boop a doop boop a doo. Yeah, Beverly Owen is Marilyn Munster. Oh, Pat Priest is Marilyn. Oh, Pat Priest. That's what I said. That's what I was talking about. Pat Priest. Yeah, clearly, Pat Priest is Marilyn Munster. Duh. Oh my god. Like, how could you have doubted me? Like, it's hardly the Christian thing to do, doubting me on whether or not I said that Pat Priest was Marilyn Munster on the Munsters. Like, I said that. I totally did. How dare you with your implications of allegations and things better left unsaid. All of our collective soul albums, you know, that one with the greenish case when it was originally released, but now that it's been out, they don't make the greenish case anymore, and so it's just purple, is it? I want to say it's purple. Or no. Collective Soul. That album's blue because it had the green one. What was Alice in Chains had one that was basically the same deal. CDs that like came in a colored case. And that's how you can tell whether or not you've got a vintage one, is if it comes in the appropriately colored case. Which also, in terms of appropriately colored, would be dingied with the, like, ravaging of ages. Anyway, let's go fishing again. That was fun. Okay, so we didn't get to go to my sister's because of the broken AC. Then we had to go through financing and whatnot. Then the bank was like, oh, we'll wrap up the AC funding in the freaking we will wrap that up in the refinancing of the home so that you can get it instead of at a 8.99% over 12 years, you'll get it at like 2.65 for 15 years, something like that. Anyway, yeah, definitely have podcasts about refinancing. That's what makes the kids watch your Minecraft video. Is like, oh, is he talking APRs over here? Huh? Is he talking escrow? Huh? Oh my God, is he talking, taking off the mortgage insurance because you don't need it anymore? And you could just, take that money and directly pay it toward the principal of the loan. So why would you even keep that mortgage insurance when it's better spent somewhere else? I mean, that's just basic, common, every time anybody does a Minecraft video, that's what they're talking about all the time. Percent signs, refinancing. Anyway, Senor Card Gauge Mortgage is what they're talking about. That freaking episode about how like Strong Bad was always like, my God, Senor Card Gauge is so cool, and everyone else is like, the guy's freaking creepy. And Strong Bad is like, no, he knows what life is all about really. And it's like, what life is all about really is calling people by girls' names and getting very obvious facts wrong. Like, oh my God, that's definitely a thing. Oh crap, I didn't leave any room. Yeah, I didn't leave any room. Like a dingus. Like a true dingus, State Farm is there. Oh, I also caught a fishing pole that has Unbreaking 3 and Curse of Vanishing on it. Caught that with my fishing pole. Is like the first thing I caught with my fishing pole was a fishing pole. And I was like, are you explaining the freaking... You trying to explain to me the concept of irony with an example? Is that what you're doing here, sir? Like, sir, you explaining the concept of irony with irony? Like, is that what you're getting up to right now? Anyway. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, so I caught a fishing pole with my fishing pole. Which, why did I get a fishing pole in the first place? Same reason everybody gets a fishing pole in the first place. To freaking go fishing with it. I have to go put something somewhere. Here. You go over here. You go back here. For sure. You go here. Yeah, I know I could, like, continue to build my island, but also I could not do that and be just as happy, so it's fine. He's okay. Oh my God. Oh, I made peanut brittle tonight, and it's freaking amazing, and I love it, and 3 of my freaking students are up after 2 in the morning. What? A bowl? Yeah. three of my students are up after 2 in the morning on the night before school starts back up. But then again, I'm a teacher, and so am I. So, the frick do I have to say for myself, other than I'm a responsible adult? Yippee! That's Dolphin agrees with it. You saw that. This is Dolphin agreement. Yeah, I'm just trying to get through this part where I didn't have the weekend that I planned for. So, yeah, after figuring out all the financing stuff, it was hot as frick in our house. Like, there's a reason we wanted air conditioning, and that's because it was hot as frick in our house to the point where, like, our cats looked like they were just giving up, you know? they they were like, we don't know if we can continue to trust you and to believe that you can provide us with sustenance like you have hitherto done. And it is for this reason that if you leave your door open for longer than 2 seconds, that any or all of us collectively will be tendering our resignation from your house by just running the frick out of there because it's hot as frick inside your house. And that's just how the cats felt about it. Both of my children, when we put them to bed that night, were like, I will not sleep, and it will not be for lack of trying. And I'm like, oh my God, children. This is terrible, I know. And so, like, yeah, we spent the night inside the house when it was hot as frick, and I mentioned it in a few videos. And yeah, it was super hot. We had to call my sister and be like, I'm sorry, we're not coming. And she's like, well, that sucks because, like, things are happening and I need to have someone to talk to. And I'm like, I'm sorry. God, I still need to call her and just, she'll be off tomorrow. So, yeah, have the conversation that we were going to have when we were there, because that's like half the point of going there was the, conversation about everything that's going on. Anyway, so yeah, that's the thing that we didn't get to do. So yeah, instead we're just as hot as frick. Oh, some of the bench is just hot as frick, and we're just dying inside, and our kids are like, we will never fall asleep. And the lovely wife and I, like, we stayed up pretty late together because neither of us could sleep, and we like watched we watched the new Dave Chappelle Netflix special, which he says it's going to be his last one for a while, which like seemed like, it had a sense of like, yeah, I might not be back for a few years. Had that kind of a feel, and he's done that to us before. So he's one guy where if he says it, it's not going to be like this friggin' Lake Wobegon days business where it's like, it's 1982. It's time for me to hang up the old hat. I'm Garrison Keeler. This is the farewell tour, and then like literally 6 months later, he'd be like, and we're back, like it's like Garrison. Some people just, take a break at the end of a season, and that's essentially what you did, like no need to be like, we're calling it quits, if you knew you were going to come back that quickly. Jeez, Malise. Anyway, that fish really had some bite. Really had some Anyway. So, yeah, the, that whole thing, hot as frick that first night. We get up the second day, and it is still hot as frick. Oh, jeez. And my wife is like, do you want to clean the house or like put the toilet on the, you know, because we needed to change out a toilet. She's like, do you want to do the toilet? And I'm like, oh my god, the we had a wax ring already purchased. It was starting to melt, like it was so hot inside our house. The wax ring was like, I'm soft. Um, you know, the eggs in the fridge are like, we're done. No, I mean, uh, the butter in the fridge was like, hey, we're a beverage now. So anyway, interesting. So yeah, super hot. And then all through the day, we're like, oh, I need to do stuff, but can't bring self to do stuff. Um, and then finally we're like, oh my god, don't we have to do that freaking thing? Like there was a thing that we needed to complete for school, like this teaching reading training, the that my wife had to complete and that I had to complete, and that we're like, you know, one of a very few number of teachers who needs to complete that training. Anyway, so yeah, we went over to the school, and we told the kids, we're like, hey, you could come with us to the school, watch as much YouTube as you want, have fun with it, uh, or or you could or you could stay here in the house and be hot as frick the whole time and just suffer. And the kids were like, I like the sound of that suffering one. That sounds real good. Sounds real nice to me. And so yeah, that's what my kids chose. And so we went to the school and they suffered, and we got all of our stuff done. And then by this time it's about dinner time, because you better believe we slept in like any time that could be spent sleeping in on the day when like our AC is out and we couldn't fall asleep for the longest time, so we stayed up really late. Like, of course we're sleeping in, because the longer we sleep in, the closer we get to the time when the guys. Oh, I was hoping I would get his sword. Um, yeah, the closer that we would get when the guys who are installing the AC show up. Or no, that was the day before. That was the day before. Um, anyway, sorry, jumping the gun. So yeah, it's hot. It's ridiculous. We spend that first night, and we're like, oh my god, this is terrible. And because we stayed up late, we got up late the next day. Yeah, we did the school stuff, and then when we're done with the school stuff, evening time, we're like, oh my god, I don't want to spend another night in that house. Let's go get a room, because there's a casino not very far from our house. Because when you live close to reservations, like that's what happens. You have casinos that are like right there. Um, and so, yeah, I realize that not everybody has this amenity, especially not if you live in as small a town as we live in. But like, yeah, we're pretty used to it. We're like, yeah, it's just we have a casino in our town. That's just, it's like the first big sign that you see. Anyway, uh, so yeah, we go to the casino. We stay the night, and the yeah, and it was lovely, Like, we were all so tired. Like, my wife and I didn't even go to the gaming floor. Like, because we talked about it. We're like, oh, we can put the kids to bed, and then we can go down on the gaming floor and just, get a couple drinks and, play, whatever we're willing to lose on the slots, which is usually not very much, but enough to have fun with. And, just consider it like expensive video games, good adult time. That's what we do. And, we don't do it very often. So, like, anyway, we were like, yeah, we'll go do that. That's what we said before. But once we got there and had our meal, which a former student made for us, so that was fun. Anyway, so yeah, former student makes our meal. We have it. It's delicious. We're all so tired. We decide, like, yeah, we could just go to bed, which I'm looking forward to doing pretty soon. But we're like, yeah, we could just go to bed. And so I've heard the slime blocks. And so I'm going to open this mine up some more and see if I can get slime block spawns, or slime spawns, so I can kill the slimes, get their slime, get their slime balls, put them together, make slime blocks. Anyway, like you do. Anyway, so yes, the yeah, the hotel was lovely. We get up, right before checkout time, which was 11. Have like cream cheese danishes and stuff for breakfast, which was awesome. And then came back to the house where it was hot as frick, and then waited for the guys to fix the AC. And then they fixed the AC and, like, installed a new one, really. So, like, installed a new one, had to do a whole lot of changes because the new one has a different mount, it's different size. So the, thing that they use to mount it to the roof is a different size. And the box that leads into our vent system is different shape and size and orientation and everything, and so they have to, like, do all of this adjustment work to get everything where it needs to be. And so yeah, we're in there a while. And it was pretty late in the evening by the time they finally were done, and the AC clicks on and they're like, oh, amazing, awesome, good, can we go? So they were so ready to be done, and we're like, yeah, you're good. You can head on out. That's fine. We are okay with that. We understand. And so anyway, oh god dang it, I forgot. You know what? Let me just put a block down rather than digging blocks up. Well, except for that block, I guess. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, I got the AC installed, and then, today, like, we installed a toilet. So, yeah, yesterday was the day that they finally installed the AC. And so, we were enjoying the effects of that for the first time. And then, yeah, today we installed a toilet in our bathroom because that was sorely needed for so many reasons. And, yeah, so we did that. So now we have a much better toilet in our bathroom, and it took some doing. We had to leave some stuff overnight to dry. because we had to, do some treatment on the subfloor to make sure that it was, optimal for mounting. Anyway, a whole business of being an adult and doing DIY projects. So yeah, it's funny. I listened to someone who talked about how DIY culture is just another way that we can use to justify the existence of a ruling billionaire class who will, always get repairmen and never DIY, but will always pay for the finest craftsmen to do all of their making and pay for skilled repairmen to do all of their fixing. And those of us who can't afford such things, we're the DIY community. So it becomes a means of perpetuating the status quo, so to speak. Oh, here he comes. Anyway. So that's an interesting thought. But anyway, that's ridiculous. So, yes. So installed the toilet today, and then I had this other reading course because I'm an English teacher and I've been way behind in it, and I spent hours and hours today going through, making up, working out, filling out, journaling, doing the coursework for this course that I have to take for my job, that they're going to yell at me if I'm not where I am now, I made it up to where I need to be. But I did that by working many, many, many multiple hours straight. And I got to where I needed to be, I don't know. What? Zombie villager? Is there a zombie villager in there? That would be terrible, because then I would have to break this to get him out, and then have to try to wall him up so that he, couldn't kill me, and so that I could cure him. Anyway, I don't want to have to put up with that. Anyway, people, I really need to go to bed. So, yeah, that's the weekend I had. A lot of work. Got a lot of work done. And not all the things that I wanted to do. There are a lot of things I wanted to do that I didn't get to do. Anyway, and a lot of fun that I wanted to have that I didn't get to have. So, meh. Feel how you want to feel about it. Oh, we also took a big old load of stuff to the dump. We had to fix up the trailer to even be able to do that. We've done a lot of stuff on this break that was getting stuff ready and doing stuff. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a ridiculous break. But here's the thing that I wanted to say. One of the things that was interesting to hear talked about by my GSA kids is that, we, it's no secret that we have some lesbians in our group. We do. Not only do we have lesbians, we have, the cutest lesbians. I keep wanting to, the kids call it shipping, when you're I want you to be in a relationship with this person or that person, the kids call it shipping. So I ship you with this person or that person, and there's these girls like, and all the lesbian girls are so freaking adorable, and I just want to ship them all in a shipping container. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm. And here's the thing that they are tired of is people sexualizing that. You know what I'm saying? Which, like, it would be especially bad if I, as a male teacher, were like, yeah, sexualizing the relationships of my female lesbian students. Ugh. But like, I always find it a ridiculous thing that guys have this thing, and it's like guy dude bro type guys have this thing for lesbians, and it's like, ooh, lesbians, whoa. You know what I'm saying? And like, I have seen some very butch lesbians. Like, I was behind some very butch lesbians at Walmart the other day, and I just wanted to talk to him because earlier that day I had talked with some of my GSA people about how, like, because the trans kids always get F slurred, and whatnot, and some of the bi girls and demi girls and pan girls and whatnot have gotten F slurred, but like the lesbian girls, it seems, have gotten a lot of like can I watch? Like, oh my god, and they're so tired of this, like, heterosexual sexualization of their non-heterosexual sexual identity. Oh, my sword broke, that's why. I didn't even gain experience. I need a sword. Anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's the thing. So, like, know this, straight gentlemen. You creep lesbians out when you're like, because, like, you know who actually might be able to be talked into such things, potentially your pansexuals, probably more likely your bisexuals, but you've been treating them like crap and calling them the F slur. And it's like, come on. But they would also have to be polyamorous, which is not a guarantee. Don't conflate the two, Because, like, guys all the time be like, hey, do you like this at all sexually? And if girl is like, yes, in theory, I like that sexually, then he's like, then with me then. And she'd be like, no, not necessarily with you. Like, that's, you're jumping the gun there, Pete. There we go. But yeah, not necessarily with you. And honestly, if you're a real creep about it, probably not. Probably not with you at all. So, yeah, because if you're someone, and it's the same sort of person who is like, anti-gay male, anti-trans anyone, anti pretty much everything else, like intersex, asex, all the other things, but for whatever reason is like, lesbians. What? That's ridiculous. And it's funny because, there's a girl who, like, she's freaking adorable. Like, she's super cute and hilarious. And, like, she just brings good vibes and good energy to school all the time. And I appreciate that, which is fun. Um, what? Is a chicken somewhere? Did I have a chicken that came down here? What? Anyway, I don't know where the frick that chicken came from. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I really do need to get out of here. Yeah. So stop over sexualizing the very concept of lesbians, because the thing about lesbians is they don't like you if you are heterosexual male. Like, the sad part about it is that you actually do have a lot in common with them and could talk about it in a mutually beneficial way. I'm not even talking about like yeah, we both like girls. Like, no, there is a lot that lesbians and straight men could talk about that has nothing to do with the sexualities themselves. But like, do they? Do they do that? No, they do not. That dialogue does not happen because too many straight males are like, haha, lesbians, bro. Anyway, you're messing it up, guys. You are messing it up. And not only are you messing it up, you're like going the other direction and making them feel uncomfortable for being who they are, you know? Because you're like, I want to watch. Like, what? That that's freaking weird. Like, anyway, that's a weird note to end on, but I do need to end. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I have myself a ridiculous break. I'm going to be back in the saddle very soon. Doing all my planning and stuff tomorrow. And when I say tomorrow, don't look at the freaking time. It is super late in the AM, so AM that it's really the next day. Anyway, people, like, please, for the love of all things holy. Yeah, that is it for this one, people. And we will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.